Hi, welcome back to the channel. We've had a busy week this week down at the Belfry Hotel because it was the Motor Trader Independent Awards event. We entered for 3 categories: Innovation of the Year, Website of the Year, and Social Media of the Year. We got shortlisted in all 3, which was good. So we booked a table for 10 of us to go down. We shared it with Cloverley Cars from up in Ashington, David James Motor Company, who were along the road, and we shared it and we had a great night. And we've got a little clip coming up now of some of the team from Redgate Lodge accepting an award.
And the winner of Website of the Year is Redgate Lodge.
DealerPod website showcasing technical depth and absolute digital dominance. This modern layout delivers staggered traffic growth and soaring lead conversions while maintaining great personality and video engagements.
So some of our followers will know I've got a separate company which my business partner and I run, which is Dealerway, which is a trade-to-trade app for used car disposal. And on the back of that, we have a podcast which is also on YouTube, which is called the DealerPod, where we invite guests on every week. There's one episode goes out every week. It's sponsored by CarWow and it's sponsored by Borrego. And we have a chat with the dealers on what's been going on a weekly basis in the motor trade. So it's really good. So on that, we entered it in for the social media of the year. So Stephen, my business partner, who's very techie, much more techie than I am, put together a little entry which we sent in with our award entry, which was a video, which evidently the judges were very, very impressed with. So it's on for about 5 minutes. It could be actually slightly less, but it's worth watching actually, because the front's actually quite amusing, the start of it. So we're going to play that for you now.
This is our entry for the award, social media campaign of the year. Yeah, we could have just filled in the paperwork. Let's be honest, that's not how we roll round here. 3 car dealers and a mic just doing our thing. We never planned any of this, and now dealers can't stop tuning in. DealerPod, DealerPod. Started as a way to plug our app, just 2 Geordies having a natter. But 2 million impressions later, turns out what we say actually matters. Independent car dealers are watching each week. No suits, no boardrooms, no corporate speak. 3 lads who just tell you how things really are. We say what no one else will to help you sell more cars. DealerPod, DealerPod. Jamie joined up and now we're 3 on the mic. Mark cuts the footage so it looks just right. Now we got huge sponsors knocking on our door. Not bad for a few car dealers who can't even afford Auto Trader anymore. DealerPod, DealerPod. The Motor Trade's favourite podcast beyond compare. We make it all up as we go along, to be fair. So hand us that award, 'cause we've already planned what we're gonna wear. So judges, if you're watching, and we really hope you are, give the award to the podcast that no one expected to get this far. DealerPod, DealerPod.
Hi, Hi, my name's Stephen Douglas and I'm a used car dealer based up in Newcastle upon Tyne, and this is our slightly unconventional entry into the social media campaign of the year award category, and I'd like to tell you a little bit more about DealerPod and why we think we deserve to win in that category. In a little over a year, we've put out over 60 episodes of the podcast on YouTube and across our social channels. We've accumulated over 2 million impressions, we've had 188,000 views and got over 2,000 subscribers on the platform. Our episodes are now regularly watched by 2,000 to 3,000 dealers every single week. On top of that, we've got a Facebook group that has 13,500 motor trade professionals in it that's growing weekly. And we did all of that without spending a single penny on advertising. Every view, every subscriber, every member came through the content and the community that we've built. But numbers only tell you so much. Let me tell you about some of the conversations that we've had with people in the industry that have actually moved the needle. John McManus, the CEO of CarWow, chose DealerPod to be the place to talk openly about his plans to take on Auto Trader in the used car classified space. The fact that someone at that level chose our show tells you everything you need to know about its reach and impact.
I'm definitely not in sort of auto trader bashing sort of territory, because I think, you know, it's an amazing business, and but I do feel really strongly that I think there should be a good competitor. I think that's really healthy for innovation, for giving dealers choice, and
well, it'll push them as well, though, won't it?
Exactly.
Ultimately, it'll be a better outcome for consumers and dealers. You know, having someone to compete with, because you rest on your laurels, don't you?
Yeah, no, I think we all feel, competition's good, and that drives, makes us all better, and so that to me is something that we are really keen to do now. We've, it's quite purposeful actually. We're not just jumping on a bandwagon because of the recent news. That you can see actually we launched our used car platform about 9 months ago, and we are steadily growing that part of the business.
Joe Betty, who has amassed his own social media following, has came on the show twice. The second time was to tell us about the hard decision he took to close down his beloved garage, Berrow Motors. That conversation about walking away from something that you've built with your own two hands was one of the most honest conversations that we've had on the show.
And I just thought, of all the things I'm juggling, doing a bit of triage, it's like, right, let's look at all these things I'm doing because I'm stressed out my mind. Which of these are the best use of my time, which give me the best returns? And running a car sales forecourt with a workshop and everything wasn't anywhere near even the bottom of the list. That was dropped off the bottom of the list. So it's just something that, as a natural business choice, is now, closing, and I'm kind of really excited to have more time to focus on the other things, really.
James Witham from Kiss Cars talked about being stuck doing 20 to 30 deals a month for years and what finally changed. That episode really hit home with some of our audience. We had countless WhatsApp messages, Facebook messages, emails from other independent dealers who watched the show up and down the country telling us that they felt that they were in the same situation, stuck for years, doing the same numbers, and off the back of watching that show, they've implemented some of the changes in their businesses that James talked about.
I think the biggest key thing for us was prep, having enough stock. I think that was the biggest thing of the bottlenecks that we had. We couldn't replace the stock quick enough. We couldn't prep quick enough. We were reliant on many other businesses to prep our vehicles, so the business was subjective to so many variables.
And those are just a handful of examples. Every single week we're having different conversations like this.
Business is about profit. You can earn sometimes more profit out of a £2,000 or £3,000 car than you can a 10 grand, 20 grand car. Turnover is vanity, profit is sanity. So
by sheer chance, one Monday morning, we decided to go and get our cars cleaned, and where the car wash site was, there was a little car dealership which had just gone. It just vanished. We were both looking at each other saying, should we give it a go? And it just went from there, basically.
You go to have your cars cleaned and you're like, let's set up a car dealership. that sounds like the slightly unhinged type of thing that I'd do.
So one of the things I would be doing if I was running a dealership is say at the end of every day, we had 15 walk-ins. How many did we sell? Who were the 5 walk-ins? And why did they walk off the pitch and we didn't get them to convert? Mm-hmm. So if I can do all my research before I come to you, I can see all the cars. I've narrowed myself down to 3 or 4 cars, and then I've got down and down and down. I pick up the phone, I ring you, or I send an email saying, is that still available? Blah, blah. I come in. If you haven't converted me, what have we done wrong?
We've taken our stock holdings from 300-400 vehicles in stock now up to about 800. Wow. We've taken our turnover up from probably around 25 mil now up to around 60-65 mil. The last 6 years certainly has been a steady growth path.
I'm really grateful that I met all of you guys through Joe. I've really enjoyed this journey of part of my life. It's been really fun because I felt really misunderstood for years as to my behaviour and how I function. Nobody else understood that until I met you guys, and I was like, oh my God, we're all the same, we're all idiots. It's the first time I felt like I was doing something right.
That last one gets me every single time. A dealer who felt misunderstood his entire career finally found people who get it. That's what DealerPod does. But the episode I'm most proud of had to be recently when we had Rachel Cliff from the motor trade charity Ben on the show. In it, Scott opened up about his own mental health struggles for the first time, and I also spoke openly about my own anxiety that I've struggled with. Rachel told us that the motor trade could be losing 2 people a week to suicide, and only 1 in 6 dealers know that the Ben Automotive charity even exists. Dealers told us privately they'd never heard anyone in the industry even remotely talk like this, and some said it even made them get the help that they knew that they needed, and they actually rang Ben. For most of my, I would say from being a teenager and all of my adult life, I've struggled with mental health issues. I've had really bad anxiety.
And I was in a dark place, and I didn't know why, because business, home, family, everything was fine. And I couldn't work out what it was. I battled on with it for a few months, and I went for a walk this day, and I was in this dark place, I remember, and I got the end on this cliff. It wasn't like the white cliffs at Dover, but if I'd went off head first, I would have been brown bread. And I stood there for, it must have been an hour or more, trying to get my head around the whole thing. I was probably there, felt like maybe 10 minutes at the time. I ended up walking to where I needed to be, and I thought, well, I'll get the bus back, because I walked about 10 mile or 12 mile, and I got to the bus sign, and it said no buses on a Sunday. And I don't know if that was like the kick up the arse, and I thought, right, well, don't be beaten, son, you got to get on your toes here and get yourself walking back.
We cover, I suppose, all bases really for people, financially, emotionally, physically, in terms of mental health, for people that are struggling, and bearing in mind that the general UK working population, 1 in 4 people will be struggling with mental health every year. We think that situation is much worse in automotive.
That episode reminded me that this isn't just content that we're putting out, and it really can change things for people. The reach of the show has gone way beyond anything any of us could ever have expected. The amount of messages that me, Scott and Jamie all get on a daily basis telling us how much they love the show, how it's helped people in their businesses, and how they're looking forward to the next episode is truly phenomenal. I've even had dealers reaching out asking if they can come and see me for a day for more advice. Scott's had the same, I know. James Witham, who I spoke about earlier, actually drove 6 hours up to see me in Newcastle. He spent the night in a hotel. He came all the way from Southampton just to spend the day with me, understand my business, get some tips on marketing and social media use. And I actually took something from him as well. And it's things like that without this show would never have happened, and I'm really proud of that. DealerPod has become a community, a platform where independent dealers can regularly tune in to better themselves and better their businesses. We're not a big media company, we're just 3 dealers, genuine independent dealers with a camera and a genuine love for this trade. DealerPod, for social media campaign of the year. Go on, you know you want to.
So that's a little bit of a background about why we should win the award. and what goes on the DealerPod. If you haven't tuned in the DealerPod, if you're really interested in the motor trade, tune in because it's quite interesting. But if you're not really interested in the motor trade, you'd probably be bored to death because we talk about cars and lots of things will go on in the motor trade. We sent that video in to the judges and apparently they were very, very impressed. And so impressed, we actually won the category for Social Media of the Year for the DealerPod. And here's a little clip of us accepting the award.
Sam, can you reveal who is taking ownership? Absolutely. And the winner is DealerPod.
Enthusiastically praised DealerPod as a highly original, category-defining social media platform, showcasing exceptional creativity and authentic industry influence. Built organically with high-profile guests, impressive listener engagement, and a meaningful focus on mental health, this polished podcast delivers undeniable community impact and a distinctive competitive advantage across the wider motor trade ecosystem.
And then finally, at the end of the night, after a meal, a nice dinner, and a few drinks, Anthony. Yeah, quite a few. Craig, who works for Jamie Capel, who was one of the hosts on the podcast, he kindly brought his cameras down and microphones, and we recorded this little clip, what's coming up, of us just thanking everybody who's been on the podcast. And everybody who supported it since we've been doing it now, which is about 18 months now. So that's us about to come up now.
So 4 or 5 months ago, these guys were like, Jamie, come and get involved, join the squad, privileged, honoured. What you've created, guys, is amazing, genuinely is. The industry love it, people love it, man, it's brilliant, man. And I've become part of it, I couldn't be more grateful, but you must be proud, man.
No, I'm over the moon, mate. I'm over the moon, and obviously I think Scott's over the moon as well.
Very proud, and I think the winning award for this category was sensational because we were up against some really big hitters in the same category.
Was that you?
Including Redgate. We were losers on the night, but DealerPod was the winners.
Exactly.
You know, and obviously tried to help the job out. Car key, we didn't enter the category because we didn't want to jump in.
And I would just like to say as well, for anyone watching, this couldn't have been possible without you. I know it just seems like a little silly thing, like a little award, but it means the world to us, it means the world to me. So thank you for you guys as well, because it means a lot.
Thank you for supporting us and subscribing, which is important, and giving us the little thumbs up.
And without the guest, there's not a pod. There's not a pod. So I would just say this to anyone watching, if you want to be on, get in touch, man. It's good crack. We just have fun, don't we? We have a laugh.
And we've got some big hitters lined up in the next coming weeks.
Yeah.
Up the DealerPod. Up the DealerPod.
Up the pod. Up the tune.
Honorary Geordie.
And the Midlands massive.
Yeah, the Midlands is massive.
Yeah, the Midlands
guys, well done. I mean, if I'm riding the coattails,
No, you're the pod.
But well done, lads. Well done.
So thanks very much for watching this episode, which is about awards and how well we're doing. Redgate Lodge, we've won about 25 awards since 2016, and if you've seen our previous videos, you'll notice there's a big, huge award wall which we've had built into the showroom, and the award that we have will be ready to go in there. And the award what you get's actually quite heavy. Isn't that nice, Anthony?
Yeah.
So your steering wheel.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah. So that's going to be going into our awards cabinet. The only problem we've got is, which is a small problem, we built a new awards cabinet, which is to get rid of 3 glass cabinets, because obviously the joke is you're going to need another bigger cabinet. So we've been getting more cabinets over the years. So we got rid of all them now, built this huge wall to hold all the awards in, but we're running a bit tight on space. So this will fit in nicely, but it's always good, and it's good to bring one back to the Northeast. So this is Website of the Year, which we'll put a huge amount of time into behind the scenes for AI to pick it up, and also ease and use for our customers. Lots of information in there. And I think it was last week's video we talked about the new electric car charging hub page, which will feature on the website as well. So it's all good. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. This is just a little feature video which we dropped in on a Sunday night. And then we'll see you again next Friday for next week's weekly. If you haven't left any comments of congratulations for the awards. That'll be a good one, Anthony.
That'll be a nice one, yeah.
Yeah, the more comments the better, and a few little thumbs up, that's always good. It helps the channel for the reach with the algorithm.
Absolutely.
Apparently. And that's it. That's me out. Thanks very much.